Hi guys and gals, happy Monday. Happy last Monday of 7th grade. Can you believe it? That's crazy. I'm so sad that I can't be there today, you guys. Eli is sick. He has nasty green goop coming out of his eyes and his nose, so he has what we're pretty sure is pink eye, which is unfortunate. So I have to take him into the doctor. He couldn't go to daycare today, so that's why I am home. I am just bummed to not be there with you. I'm sorry. I know we only have 5 days left together. Technically, really only 3 in math class, and so if there was any other option, I would be there, but there isn't. So thank you for being understanding. And thank you for being kind and helpful and just on your best behavior. I know sometimes this last week of school you're antsy and you have a lot of energy, but remember to just be kind and to be helpful, please, and thank you. I appreciate it. I just wanted to give you a rundown of the day because I thought it would be easier than typing it all up, and I wanted you to hear directly from me. So here is the plan for today. You're going to start out with a bell ringer and you're going to do math bowling. So the numbers for today are 1, 4, and 6. You have 5 minutes to work individually by yourself to try and get a strike, and then the substitute can choose one person to write on the board. You can write on the sideboard or on the smartboard if it's working, to try and get a strike as a class. We didn't bowl on Friday, so I thought maybe you would like to do that today. So that's how we're going to start the day. When you're finished with that, algebra, you have a task to complete. You have an assignment, and that assignment is homework number 3, which is not in your packets, but the substitute will pass it out to you. It's a statistics review, and it really just goes over the things that you have been practicing, we've been talking about for the last week. And so I think you should have all of the resources that you need in your packet or on your calculator. You're certainly welcome to use your calculator to find standard deviation and the variance and things like that. If you do not have your calculator but you have been using the free graphing calculator app on your phone, I'm okay with you using that, but I just want to reiterate the fact that you should not be on your cell phone for any other purposes. So social media, Snapchat, Clash of Clowns, etc. Just do not even think about it. If that happens, which I don't think it will, I hope it won't, but if that happens, I'm giving the substitute full permission to take your phone away from you and bring it to the office, and it will stay there overnight until I get back tomorrow and can talk to you about it. Okay? Moving forward, I think that you should have plenty of time to finish homework number 3 during class, so I'm hoping that you don't have homework, but I do want to let you know that you're going to have a little quiz tomorrow, and this is going to be a summative quiz, and it's nothing to freak out about. You will be just fine. I will allow you to use your notes from this packet, and it is really just a very small quiz, and so if you've been staying up on homeworks and do this review tonight, you should be good to go. And it's your last summative assignment of the whole year, so that's kind of exciting. If you were planning to stay after today to make up a test or retest, I'm so sorry. I can't be there. So we can figure out a time during lunch tomorrow or maybe after school on Wednesday if that works for you. But we'll get it done, so don't stress about it. Just make sure you're ready to go, and we'll make a plan on Tuesday when I get back. Okay? You may listen to music while you work. For the first 15 or 20 minutes, I want you to stay where you're at because I want you to be productive. And then if you've been working hard after that point, I will let the substitute decide whether or not he or she thinks that you've earned the opportunity to move around and work with your friends. So start out at your own spot, and then we can go from there. Okay? Have a great, great, great day. I know you got your yearbooks and advisory. I can't believe we're counting down the days till you are going to be in 8th grade. But I will be back for sure on Tuesday, so if you have questions before then, feel free to email me or send me a message through Remind. Otherwise, get to work, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye. Pre-Elge. Hi. I'm super bummed that I'm not getting to see you today because we're starting a little 2-day project that will be done in class, and I just wish that I were there to explain this to you in person, but I'm not, and so we're going to have to make do. But this is a fun project that everybody that I've done this with for the past like 6 or 7 years has really loved. I'm actually heading to the senior all-night class party tonight at Woodbury High School because I'm going to deliver this project that they did in 7th grade to them as graduated seniors. And so what the project is it's actually just a little survey and a letter that you're going to be writing to yourself to sort of reflect on life as a middle schooler and how it's gone for you and where you're at currently with your friendships and with your classes and your teachers and your current favorites. And then it does a little, and then you're going to be writing a letter to yourself, to your 18-year-old self, just sort of making predictions about what you think maybe life is going to be like in 5 years or so, which is crazy because in 5 years you're going to be graduating the class of 2022. So there are instructions that you can follow. It's a 2-part assignment. So the first part is a little survey, and it's just 5 questions that I want you to answer, but I want you to be thoughtful and I want you to be really thorough when you answer them because the more that you put into this, the more you will appreciate it when you read it in 5 years. Mr. L and I were going through the ones that we're going to give back tonight at the senior class party. And some kids just were lazy and didn't write that much, and I think they're probably going to be bummed about that. I know writing is maybe not your favorite thing to do in the world, but I'm giving you all day today and all day tomorrow to do this. And so I want you to just do your absolute very best on it because, like I said, I think you will appreciate it in 5 years when you read it. The more thought, the better. So you're all going to need out at least 1 piece of blank paper. You can get that in a second. And it's really important that you label it with today's date, which is Monday, June 5th, as well as your first and last name. Some of the letters that we went through didn't have last names on it, and I'm like, shoot, I had 3 Jacks that year. I'm pretty good at remembering handwriting, but I don't really remember 5 years after I've had you. And so I don't know if those kids are going to get their letter because they didn't write their last name on it. So you're going to write your first and last name. You're going to give it a title because it might be clear to you now, but think about 5 years from now. It really needs to be clear what it was that you were trying to, or what it was that what this assignment is all about. Okay? So you'll start with this class survey, and that's just kind of your opportunity bit on specifically 7th grade on Team Tsunami, and it's your time to reflect on like your classmates currently and maybe make some predictions about well, no, this one's not, you're not making predictions, you're just reflecting on like your current favorites. And so think of it more of like a time capsule, like, hey, here's what my life is like right now as a 7th grader in the year 2017. Then the second part of it, you might need a separate sheet of paper, or you can start on the back side of your survey, and some kids need to add more paper as they go because they write a lot, which is great. But on the back side, you're going to write a letter to yourself, and it's going to be a letter addressed to your senior self, so your 18-year-old self. And so you should start it with a greeting like, hey, 18-year-old Ashley, or congratulations, high school graduate, or dear Ashley of the future, or something like that. And then remember, I'm going to give it to you on your senior all-night party, which will be the day that you graduate from high school, or the night that you graduate from high school. So you might want to congratulate yourself because it means that you made it, which I know you all will. Unless you transfer schools, and then you have to come track me down because I won't know what school you're at to give it to you. Anyway, Within this letter, there's a bunch of writing prompts that I'm going to give to you. You can use those writing prompts or you can go your own direction. Like, honestly, all of the things that I am giving you as prompts are just suggestions. I think they're things that are fun to think about and fun to read 5 years from today. And so you can use them, you can use all of them, some of them, or you can just totally go your own way. This is your letter, so you get to decide what goes in it. I'm not sharing these letters with anybody else, so the only reason that I'll see them is because one of the questions on the survey that I ask is, what advice do you have for next year's Team Tsunami students? And so I do go through and I read those, but then I put them away, I file them, and you are the only ones who see them 5 years from now. So if you are wondering what to write, you can use those prompts. If you just want to free flow write, that's cool too. But the thing that I want to remind you about is that you have to be more complete than you think. And so some of the questions, like, you can't just answer them. You need to restate the question in your answer so that you remember what you're talking about 5 years from today. So for example, one of the questions is like, what is your fondest memory in the survey? What's your fondest memory from 7th grade? You should start with, my fondest memory from 7th grade is blah, because then you'll understand what the question was asking. Or your current favorites. You need to write favorite class, favorite book, favorite, so that you're not just listing random things, because it's going to be confusing when you get it back in 5 years if you don't know what the question was. So be thorough, be thoughtful, include as much or as little as you want to, but just know that from my experience, because I do this every year, people are disappointed when they haven't included a lot. They're like, oh man, why was I such a bum in 7th grade? Like, or why was I so lazy in 7th grade? I wish I would have written more. That's the only negative thing I've ever heard from anyone when they've received their letters back. I think that's pretty much sums it up, but remember that you're going to get today and tomorrow to work. So a good goal would probably be to get through your end of the year survey today, and then maybe tomorrow we can start your letters. Some of you might be able to start that today, and that's fine, but you'll have the next 2 days to get this work completed. I don't mind if you listen to music while you work, but I would like you to stay where you're at for the first 25 minutes or so, and then if you're doing a good job and you want to move around, that will be up to your substitute to decide. Okay, if you have questions or concerns or wondering about anything, you can send me a message through Remind, or you can email me, but otherwise I will for sure be back tomorrow, and so I can answer questions then. Okay? I'm outside doing these sub-plans because it's so beautiful. This is my backyard. We just finished putting in the sandbox for Noah and Eli, and they're so excited about it. So anyway, okay. Oh, and do you want to see my pool? It's super nice. There it is. Blow up pool. Best pool ever. Okay. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you got your yearbooks. Make sure you don't forget them in this class. And hey, will you do me a favor and just pick up after yourselves? You guys have been kind of sloppy lately, and I've been having to pick up after you. If you haven't shared your project with me from Finance Park, you need to do that. I started going through them this weekend, and they're fun to look at. This writing project that you're doing today kind of lends itself well because you've already been thinking about what life's going to be like as an 18-year-old. So have a great, great, great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.